Do we want to continue with Xbox? Because we got some Phil Spencer's.
We do. We could do that. Were you thinking of doing? We were talking about all the new games. We're talking about.
No! Backlog! 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 Hey, everybody. Welcome to Backlog. Will, what's the Backlog?
We were just talking about all the new games that will be coming out in 2025, but let's go talk about some old games, because the Backlog is a segment of the Wulff Den podcast where we go through our entire video game collection, 978 games we have in our combined list of over 40 years of gaming. We have it in a little Excel spreadsheet. Today we're going to pick one at random and talk about it, regardless of whether or not we have played it.
374.
374. Okay. 374, and that brings us to Sonic Mania for the Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
The reason I bought the goddamn system in the first place.
This was a launch year game.
Yes.
For the Nintendo Switch.
Yes. Oh god.
But it launched on like everything.
Yeah, it launched on everything. It really was like, you can play this on your phone now. If you have Netflix, Netflix subscription, you can play it on your phone.
The first good Sonic game in a really long
God
time.
knows how long.
Especially 2D?
Yes.
The first good 2D Sonic game since Sonic 3, period.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say about it? It is the perfect representation of 2D sprite-based Sonic gameplay.
And no one has done it since.
I know. It's incredible. Well, it's incredible because let's not forget, this was made by people who got their start making Sonic fan games.
Yeah.
And Sega basically went to them and said, we don't know what we're doing. You seem to know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you do it.
And then they did, and it was awesome. It was
incredible. And like, it's a perfect blend of like, you know, classic levels, because you got Green Hill Zone, you got Chemical Plant Zone, you got Hydro City Zone, but then you got all these new modern levels, these exciting levels like Studiopolis. I would put that up there with like the best levels from all the Sonic games, especially the music to it. The music in this game is incredible.
Yeah, that's T-Lopes.
T-Lopes, yes.
Yeah, all the people who worked on this did such an incredible job.
Yeah.
And yeah, they haven't it's still the best that Sonic has been in like decades.
Yeah.
There's Sonic Generations did a pretty decent job. Sonic and Shadow is like fine. But
it's just Sonic Generations.
Yeah, but this is really the best it's been.
In terms of getting like the joy and the euphoria that comes with playing like a classic style Sonic game. This is it.
My favorite 2D Sonic is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Throw Knuckles on there, why not?
Yeah,
this game feels the closest to that.
Yeah.
And adds a little bit more. This kind of feels like what Sonic would have been on like the Saturn.
Yeah, well, that's what Christian Whitehead, like the lead developer on this, said. He wanted to make a 2D Sonic game on Saturn hardware. So like, it looks like a Genesis game, yes, but like there's also like this scene right here.
What you're looking at is a special stage.
This could not run on Genesis. Like, this is hands down like a Saturn influence level. The color palette has more colors to it than what a Genesis could do. So like, that could run on a Saturn. And honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you could get this running on a Saturn, because it's a small game. There's only like a couple of megabytes. It's not even a full gig. So it might fit on a disc and can run on a Saturn.
I don't think you can. You could if you did a lot to it, but people would have ported it by now if it was that easy.
Well, I don't know, because like Saturn is notoriously difficult to port to.
Okay.
Maybe. Dreamcast though.
Dreamcast.
There you go.
But yeah, I really enjoyed what I played of Sonic Mania. Because again, Sonic 3 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So having something that's even a little bit close to that, and I think that this even does it better.
Honestly, like, if you were to ask me like what 2D Sonic game you should play, like, I would just recommend this. I wouldn't
probably the best. Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother like recommending the other ones, because like anything you want in a Sonic game is in this game.
Yeah. Although I will say Sonic Origins Plus does a pretty decent job of taking the original Sonic games and adding some stuff to it.
Yeah, adding some stuff from this game.
Legitimately.
We are still looking at the special stage right now. That's like the one area of the game like I don't like. I don't kind of.
It's fine.
It's like the Sonic CD inspired special stage, but like I never really liked how that felt. I never really liked like the mechanics behind it, which is weird because like all the other special stages from previous Sonic games are in this.
Yeah.
So like they could have just picked one of those.
There's levels from old Sonic games and also the new ones. Right now, you're looking at Studiopolis,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Yeah,
and it's not just like a straight like recreation of like the classic Sonic games, because they do add like different things to the environments, like Chemical Plant Zone. Like Act 1 is like very reminiscent, but Act 2 introduces all these new wild features that you can do and like interact in the environments in ways that you couldn't on the original.
it's like
Genesis.
a remix.
Yeah, a remix.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's out on everything. In fact, some emulation handhelds have this on it.
Yes,
because I think it's just an easy game to port around.
Yeah, well, it was made with Christian Whitehead's retro engine, which is what he used to make Sonic fan games. So like, and that just emulates like Genesis technology. So like that's stuff we've been emulating for years.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Christian Whitehead hasn't done much with. They didn't utilize this team like enough at all.
No. Christian Whitehead went on to do Penny's Big Breakaway, which is good.
I think they wanted that to be a Sonic game, but
probably
Sega was like, nah,
we'll make Sonic Superstars. We got it from here.
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because like Sonic Superstars should be like just as good as this, but you can tell like this was made by a team that like clearly loves the character, clearly loves the series, whereas the other one is just like, we can do this out of obligation.
Yeah, the people who worked on this game should have gone on to make more Sonic. And I think that Sega needs to know, they have to know that like they struck gold and then they just threw it all out.
And that's not to say there haven't been like bright spots here and there, like Sonic and Shadow Generations isn't bad. Sonic Frontiers, has its fans. I like Sonic Frontiers. But like for like a pure classic Sonic experience, this is the closest anyone has gotten in decades. And it's shocking that they followed this up with Sonic Forces.
And that was horrible.
To the point where
that game was so
this is
bad.
Technically a prequel to Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
Because like when you beat, spoiler alert, if you beat this game and get like all the Chaos Emeralds, the ending of this game leads directly into classic Sonic appearing in Sonic Forces. That's how he shows up in that.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And the beginning of Sonic Forces is so bad.
Yeah.
The whole world is at war and it's like serious.
Yeah.
It's very strange. That game was we had the best Sonic game in years and then the worst one.
Yeah. So, and then of course there's Sonic Mania Plus, the DLC, where you can play as new characters. The main game you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Plus you get to play as Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel.
I don't know, but I know that there is a really cool mode in the Plus version.
Yes, Encore mode.
Yeah, where you cycle through each character as you die.
Yes, that's a good mode.
It's really cool. So if you've played the game already, try the Plus mode. And I think they have that in Origins as well.
Yes.
For the previous games.
Yeah.
So those modes are really cool if you want to try something different with your Sonic.
Yeah.
Ray, apparently.
Yeah, Ray the Flying Squirrel. Yeah, I knew that. I know my Sonic. Don't question me.
This is one of the best Switch games still.
Absolutely.
But it's on everything.
It is on everything, but like...
You should have it in at least one place.
But like, this was like kind of the perfect game for the Switch, because like it can easily do both, be a TV game and a portable game.
It made you get the Switch.
Yeah, I've said it before. I wanted to play
And you could have played it anywhere else.
I could have, but like... It was coming out the week I was getting married, and the only time I would be able to play it is on my honeymoon. So I bought a Switch to play on the plane ride to Bermuda with my wife. And it was worth it. This game is so good. It is so much fun. It is like I said, it is the perfect representation of 2D Sonic. It's the only game you need. Like if you want to dip your toes into Sonic Mania, as it were, this is what you got to do. If you've seen the movies and you're like, hey, I want to get in on this Sonic shit, go right to this. It is always on sale. It is always inexpensive. You can probably even find like the physical versions at like Goodwill for like $2 at this point. So just any way you can get this game, just get this game. It is a masterpiece of 2D platforming.
Yes, definitely give it a try if you haven't.
Yes.
Hey, let's watch the Backlog. See you at a podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.